Hello all my fellow exobyte powered friends. Today's video will be the first of a long series of visual guides dedicated to helping out fellow players such as yourself. Right off the bat will be Umbrax The Ultraviolet. This duo was a part of the Legion of Doom DLC that was released at the end of last year. My name is Starry and I'll be your guiding light. You will start this instance off inside of an open area with ads that are scattered around the room, followed by a few ads inside of a hallway leading up to the first boss. The first boss will be a construct of Sinestro. This boss has two notable attacks. First one will be Focus Light, and this is a short channeled uninterruptible attack that will target one player at random. The indicator for this attack will be the red arrows on the ground pointing at the player it's targeting. The second and most deadly attack will be Ultraviolet Freeze, and this attack is an interruptible channel that will freeze a single player and do massive damage unless the boss is interrupted, which will stop the damage but keep the player frozen for a short time. While all this is happening, there will be ultraviolet generators spawning in one by one in one of the four corners of the room. These generators do heavy constant damage if you stand in their field, and they also expand their radius. Players should look for a safe zone where a generator isn't spawned and burn down the boss while interrupting Ultraviolet Freeze as it happens. After the first boss is taken down, you'll head back into the previous area where there will be new ads spawned that you must clear out. The second boss of the duo will be Sinestro himself. First thing to look out for will be Sinestro's Orbital Strikes, which will be signaled by an ultraviolet symbol on the ground that will be followed by a beam of light from the sky. These orbital strikes deal no damage but will ground the player if hit by it. These will appear throughout the entire fight. This fight will start out with Sinestro doing basic attacks until he's brought down to about 10% health, which he will then teleport to the sky in the center of the arena, becoming untargetable. Construct ads will be summoned immediately after, and both players will have to deal with them. The ads will remain on the ground once knocked out. After all ads have been KO'd, there will be individual AoEs around each ad's body. These AoEs do massive damage, so players will need to quickly find a safe zone where an AoE is not present. The easiest way to deal with this is to simply keep your distance from the downed ads as you deal with them so that you're not in an AoE once all the ads are beaten. Once the explosions resolve, Sinestro will return back to the arena and fight until he is taken down to around 75% health, which he will then teleport to the center of the arena where he will become untargetable once more. He will begin to charge ultraviolet outbursts, which deals massive damage to players who are not inside of John Stewart's shield. John Stewart's shield completely negates all damage from ultraviolet outbursts. After this mechanic has resolved, Sinestro will repeat the mechanics until defeated. Players will have another hallway full of ads to dispatch before making their way to the final boss, Lex Luthor. Lex will start this fight alone until he loses around 25% health, which he will then cast a room-wide AoE attack called Source Blast. This attack will always summon source creature ads from the source rocks in the uppermost area of the room. Lex will continue to summon these source creatures every time he casts Source Blast. Players can either deal with the ads as they come before focusing Lex's health down further so they are not overwhelmed, or they can simply shield and heal through the damage and focus down Lex until he falls, which will complete the instance. And thanks for watching, guys. The next instance we'll take a look at will be the one who waits 4-player alert. See ya.